Hey guys, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the team. We hope you have great success here at Primerica. Real quick, we're going to do a real quick tutorial on how to go about logging in from step one and going about the studying for your first test, which is a life insurance exam, especially if you're doing study from home or if you happen to be at a library or anywhere where you have internet. So what we're going to do is obviously you see that this is your desktop or whatnot. We're just going to simply click on the internet browser. And guys, my computer is not the fastest, so it takes a second as everything loads up. But as it's loading, I'll go through some instructions. So pretty much what we'll do is everyone, if you're watching this video, you should actually have a welcome letter or welcome package to the team, and it actually goes through these steps for you. But I wanted to make it visual for our visual learners. So in our URL box up here, you see we'll just type in primericaonline.com, which is already here for me. Take into account that when these pages pop up here and we have different login information and different passwords, that being that I'm already an associate with the company, my passwords and everything are already created and my username is already generated. So if you're not, you'll simply register now and go through the process, which is pretty much self-explanatory, just like signing up for Facebook. So I'll just put in my user ID and then I'll go down and I'll put in my password, which hopefully I get it right on the first time. And what it's going to do is log me in to our system, which is Primerica Online here. And if you follow the mouse, which is now in your top left, there are different tabs here, um, which is a great place for your business. But we're going to go down to licensing and education because we're going to study. So obviously licensing and education. First category, steps to licensing. And once you get here now, which is a great thing, you see all the different licenses and certificates that Primerica offers. But right now we're focusing on the life insurance exam. So what we'll do is simply to get to the study, um, we'll go down here where it says register the class, and everything is pretty much laid out for you greatly with the company. But what we'll do is once this takes you to the next page, we're going to do our online pre-licensing, which is a course. Once you select that, that brings you to a third-party site. It's just asking you, do you agree to go to the site, which you're going to agree, and it's loading. And like I said, as we take into account, if you were a new user, you would just simply click here, add new user. Now, if you do select new user, you may need this information once you select. So for one, it's going to ask you like your email address, maybe ask you for your social security number. But one thing it will ask you for is your RVP or RVP's name. And that's going to be, as I type here, Kenneth Thompson, and his solution number is BX470. Okay, so that information you may need when setting up under new user. But once you become a user, just like I say, it's like creating a Facebook. You simply would just log in to returning user, which already has my stuff saved here, and you would just hit log in. Now we're getting into the meat of things, and we're going to be in a place where we'll be studying soon. Now it's asking me, do I want to change my password? But for tutorial and time purposes, I'm going to bypass this here. And what you would do is on the left, obviously, which is like all this is self-explanatory. It's not that hard. But on the left-hand panel, you're going to do launch course and start or continue in studying. And then once you hit click here to launch course, you always gotta have pop-ups and notices, right? And everything that you do. So you gotta notice here in a pop-up, and it always is funny on my computer, but I have to scroll down because I'm looking for next, which next is at the bottom of the screen. So I actually have to kind of move it up a little bit, which it takes me a second to get to. I apologize, guys. But hey, through studying, you may have some errors and you may have some setbacks, but you got to keep pushing through. So we just go down here. This is just telling you how to study, read and study each chapter in order, which we know the way that we study, and it's been a proven method through many candidates, is we do retention, which is just pretty much question answer. So, not saying that this way here is not a way to study, but I'm telling you the best and most effective way is this retention question answer. So what I mean is, and we'll continue through. We hit next again. This is verifying information. So now we're into the meat of things. We're at the main menu, and then this is where we go to start our study process. So if you see here, the features are study by topic, simulate your exam, guarantee exam, schedule your real exam. So they are definitely in a good order, which you will start off from day one of study to study by topic. Now, the good thing about it is if you have your welcome letter or welcome package, we're just going to hit OK here. You have your welcome letter or welcome package. You know that we're only studying four main topics, but there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. There's eight topics in all, which you have to pass them in pretty much chronological order to move into the next topic. But we're only focusing on the four main topics, which are in your new recruit or welcome letter package. Okay, and what we do is simple. So, for instance, if we start off with general insurance, we simply click general insurance, and instead of just going through here and reading all this and trying to remember that, we're not even going to do that. Studying is easy. So what we're going to do, we're going to go right here to end of chapter quiz, which is going to pop up or formulate a 15 question quiz, right? We're just going to start answering. So as we start answering, it's going to tell us either if we got the answer right or wrong. So the first question, the risk management technique that is used to prevent specific loss by not exposing yourself to activity is called A, avoidance, B, transfer, C, reduction, D, sharing. Now, I believe the answer is A, avoidance, but just for tutorial purposes, I'm going to pick a wrong answer. So I'm going to pick sharing, right? So it says incorrect. Risk avoidance is elimination of risk of loss by avoiding any exposure to an event that could give rise to such loss. So avoidance was the correct answer. So what we would do then is we would go to the next question and we would just continue on. So what happens is at the end of the quiz, you have to have a 70% to pass or unlock to go to the next chapter, as you see here. I'm not going to finish them for time purposes, but what'll happen is the first time you take your quiz, you may score 30. The second time you may score 40, and it tells you all the answers you miss and gives you the right answers, right? So once you score 70, you simply go on to the next topic, right? So I always tell people that you should at least be able to pass each topic. I definitely say within 6 to 8 days tops. If if you're studying like an hour per day, or maybe 30 minutes to an hour per day, so it doesn't have to be a drawn out process. So once you get here and you finish and you've checked, as you see here, checked all of these eight. Now keep in mind, out of these eight, there are only four, and keep reflecting back to your new member or new recruit welcome letter, and you will know the four topics that make up a combined amount of 80% of the test. So let's say that we've completed all this. We're on day 6 or 8. However fast you learn, maybe it's longer. If you have other things going on in your life, what we would do is when we log in, right, it's going to automatically take us back to the main menu. So now instead of studying by topic, we will actually be simulating our exam. Now take into mind, it will not let you simulate your exam until you have completed all eight with a passing of 70 on the study by topic, right? So if you're one of those people who's like, hey, I need to make A's, I like to make 90s on everything I do, don't worry about that, because look, we still got 100 question exams coming up. So we're going to go to simulate our exam or your exam. What happens here is you simply would, same thing, you scroll down, this is a pop up, and you would, hey, I am certified that I'm this person, close window, and then boom. But the thing about it is, it will not let me do it because I haven't, you see, made a 70% of all chapter quizzes. But if I did, it'll be formulated the same way as the quizzes, which you just go in, you take a 100 question test, which the questions do go in rotation and populate differently, and your goal is to make a 70 or above. Now, the first time you take the test, you may make a 40. You take it, you know, 6 hours later, you may make a 50. And then your scores are gradually going to increase. So by day 2 or 3 or 4 of studying for this simulate your exam, you should be scoring in the 80s. Now, once you are, right now, you're getting real close. So at this portion, you should be at days into study, 8 to 9 days, 10, round there, depending on how fast and how committed you are to studying. So then you would go to your guarantee exam. It's the same thing, but this exam is as close as possible to the real actual exam that you will go take if you're in South Carolina, here in Greenville, South Carolina. And once you score 80 above on this exam, you're ready. You are ready to go. It's 100 questions, and that's called the guarantee exam. So it's pretty much guarantee you that if you make an 80 or above, that you will be able to go past the actual practical exam. And it also, which is great, as long as you pass this exam here, you're able to actually continue to keep taking the exam for free, even if you do happen to fail. Okay, so then you schedule your real exam and go knock that out the park. All right, so guys, hey, I know I went through fast. We're right at almost 12 minutes. It doesn't take nowhere near 12 minutes to get to the actual study material, but I would, I wanted to make a video, therefore people could actually, stop it and pause it. If you get stuck, you can go back and say, okay, I see he clicked here, he said this, he said that, and then also pay attention. If you go back and listen to the days that I stated of how long this should take, because this does not have to be a long process. Um, this is something, hey, we want to knock out while we just doing retention, because to that type of studying, to most people doesn't seem logical. Why would I just go to the end of the quiz and take a test and I don't really know the meaning? Hey, right now we want to get you licensed. I don't remember half of the things from the test, but you want to get yourself in position to get the license to go out there and make you some money. So, just like if you had a driver's license, you probably wouldn't just automatically go past the driver's test again without studying, but that doesn't mean you don't know how to drive. So, hey guys, you have a great day. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for being part of Primerica.